traders, what up investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and yes, we're going to be looking at a very large trades that we just saw in QCOM. Again, we're not looking at options, we're looking at direct stock here, and really have to highlight at a smaller picture zone on the time frame. So what we're seeing here, we're seeing substantially a lot of buying of QCOM. Again, especially in the after hours trading that we just talked about within the Discord on reason why like a JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs would like to do this. Yes, it's not the most liquid ish because they don't really care about liquidity. They just want to basically block trade because they're really just exchanging hands with a fund or a hedge fund or an investor on acquiring these shares. So they can just like, hey, we're going to put them up at 415. Just make sure you have that order in to execute them. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. So again, not many people are going to be able to replicate that. That's going to be very difficult on the timing of that to make sure that they're completely acquired and they move over to the right party. So what do we see here within QCOM? Of course, QCOM is Qualcomm, 5G plays, semiconductors, blah, 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 blah. So what we're seeing here, we saw a astronomical amount of shares being purchased and traded basically yesterday in after hours trading. And I thought it was kind of like a cadoofle here, but wait, we're seeing it come in again today. Not as high as the what we're seeing here, because we saw 1.9 million shares traded yesterday at basically at a $1.37 or $137. So we can bring up the old calculator again, my favorite tool within the computer. So again, let's just say that they purchased those at it was like a 137.24 something like that, and they purchased 1.9 million shares of those. Okay, 1.9. Okay, that's $260 million. Okay, $260 million. Okay, that is a boku amount of money. Is this like another fund that got too heavily into 5G plays and they're kind of dumping? At the same time, we're seeing it come in today. It was around 1.7 million shares. So if we do 1.7 times, I think it was at 134.8. Yep, 8. There we go. So another 230 million. So we're talking about, okay, literally $500 million worth of shares have just been traded in a stock that is a very large telecommunications chip making stock. What is the sign? What does this mean? Looking at the chart here, I actually like Qualcomm. I think myself and GT within the Discord, again, if you want to join the Discord, the link down in the description, is a fairly well looking chart on my perspective. It has failed kind of bouncing off the 89 EMA here around 138 to 140, but it's kind of coming down to some initial support here, which we talked about before, that 134 to 135 play. So I really believe I'm already in the stock. I've selling some premium on here. I have some calls going out into the fall, looking for this to potentially hold here at the short-term support around 133 to 134. If it doesn't, we can see it easily come back down to 129 to 130. Being mindful, we do have earnings coming out the 28th. So less than 2 weeks away. So we're in that earnings range. So you have to be very mindful about that on seeing how that plays out. So you can read between the lines on what these block trades mean. We can speculate it all we want. It's going to drive you crazy. Trust me, you're going to stay up late trying to figure out what's going on. It's going to be nearly impossible unless you have the person on the other line of the phone, or you literally have them in the room telling you what the hell they're doing, because it could be a misdirect of some kind. You don't want to go into that level. It's just insane. So if we do hit those levels of support hold, I'm looking forward to try to break above 140 again and maybe test that 143 range, which is a key Fibonacci level here, which let me highlight this there. So that 144.44 would be that key Fibonacci level at that level to kind of break out. Because again, we're seeing it, if we zoomed here, we have that the dotted red line here is that SMA has been kind of failing to kind of break out. That's kind of the marker where the people use to kind of see on more of a growth kind of stock kind of play around that level on the daily moving averages here on the 50 SMA. So potentially looking, if we do get a big bang boom bust earnings, looking to break above 144 to potentially test 150, looking to try to crawl its way back up to that 156 to 160 range would be fantastic. The expected move for that earnings week is pretty high. It's about nearly $10. So that's got a pretty lot of juice packed into it. So that really, we're looking for that. If all things go well, we can try to break above that 144 range. So keeping in mind, being mindful about that. Again, these block trades are very hard to read, just like large options orders and things like that. We just don't know the full story. But what we're talking about nearly $500 million, or yeah, $500 million worth of QCOM stock has traded in just a very small time, again, in after hours. So it's interesting to see. Like, let's just put it that way. It's not like it's an earnings event where you see a lot of trading and after hours trading. This is very much just like, hey, I need to dump shares. I need to get out of things. I need to load up on shares. Again, we just don't know on how that is acclimating into the market. So speculation aside, put those hats on, think about it, see if this trade is worth it, or if QCOM is worth trying to play here in the near term or in the long term. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for watching from the bottom of my heart. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.